Hello and welcome back to Barossa Valley Crafts. Today we're going to make a card that it's a gatefold card with a drop down. So this is it when it's closed. When you open it, another bit will drop down. So this one I haven't decorated, but the one that we're about to do I will decorate, and I will show you how it's done. So what I'm using is the papers from the Craft Consortium, and they're very pretty, and then they look like the alcohol inks papers. So I bought this one through Image Plus Scrapbook Superstore in Tassie. I will put a link to that in the description, so you can click on that to be able to access this if you want to get it. Now, that is in Australia, so obviously if you're overseas, you'll find somewhere that's suitable for you for the papers, or you can make them yourself if you know how to work with alcohol inks. Anyway, I will show you what we are going to do. So with this one, I've already cut the pieces out and I've already pre-stamped them ready and decorated them doing the bubbles. Now I have done another tutorial on the bubbles and how to do them. So again, I will add the link to that bubble making tutorial in the description as well. But the stamps I have used are all Lavinia, and I've used Rory and Darcy, Night Watch, Tia, and the large swing bed. So they're already pre-stamped so that we don't waste too much time. I'm sure you know how to stamp. So what you will need is a base card. So you can use any colours that you like. You can decorate it however you like. This is how I've done this one. So the card base is 5.5 by 11 inches or 2.8 by 14 centimetres, and it gets scored at 2 inches, 3 3/4 inches, 7 1/4 inches, and 9 inches. So there you can see the score line. So that's in centimetres, that's 5 centimetres, 9.5 centimetres, 18.5 centimetres, or 22.8 centimetres. And once folded, that will give you your gate folding. Now there's also another piece. So this one is 3 7/16 wide. Now it's a funny width only because it needs to be able to fit inside here with allowances to be able to still close. So that's why it's a funny measurement. So 3 7/16 by 6.5 inches long. So that's 8.7 centimetres by 16.5 centimetres. And then score along the bottom at 1 inch or 2.5 centimetres, and that will fold under as we go. You will see how that all works. Now this one will have a belly band. So the belly band is 1 inch wide by 10.5 inches long. So 2.5 by 24 centimetres. And then once you've got your card together, this will then fold around here to hold it all together once it's all finished. So we'll see that as we go anyway. So that's the belly band. And then on top of the belly band, we're going to have this little piece. So that's 2 by 2 inches or 5 by 5 centimetres. Then the mats and layers and things. So you will need 2 pieces that are 5 1/4 by 3 1/4 inches, which is 8.3 by 13.4 centimetres. So you'll need 2 of those. So one will be for the middle panel, the other one will be for the fold down flap that we'll attach shortly. For the front flaps when it's closed, so these 2 bits here, they are 1 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches. So that's 4.5 by 13.4 centimetres. So that's those two. And then we need one piece that's 1 3/4 by 1 3/4 inches, which is 4.5 by 4.5 inches. That will be for the bit to go on the front here for the belly band. And then we've got some mirror card on the side, so when it stands up you will see it on the mirror card just here and here. So that's it from the front, and that's how it stands. So these two pieces are 1 1/2 by 5 1/4 inches, so it's 13.5 by 4 centimetres, so you'll need 2 of those. So let's pop it together and you will see how it all works. So to start off with the piece that's 6 1/2 inches long, scored 1 inch at the bottom, fold on the score line and pop some glue or tape if you prefer along that 1 inch flap, and then that will go down on the inside section of the middle of the card between the two score lines, so you can still fold. Whoops, sometimes tape is better because it doesn't slide. Okay, so push that into place, and then that will still allow that one to fold closed. Okay, now we're going to start putting the other bits on. So we're going to do these two front bits here, which is these two. So again, as I said, I have stamped and decorated the pieces earlier so that we don't spend a lot of time doing that. And you can use any sort of decorative card that you like. You can use just papers, as I've done on the other one, or you can stamp them and decorate them to suit the occasion that you're making the card for. So we'll just pop those into place, making sure, if you can, try and get an even border around all the edges. And do the other one on the other side. Again, the glue I'm using is the Turbo Tacky Glue. And that one will go there. If you're going to stamp them like I have here, it's a lot easier to actually stamp them before you put the card together. Now we're going to do the two mirror card to go here. Now, I know I say this every time I use mirror card because I don't know how many of you seeing these for the first time, but when you're using mirror card, use double-sided adhesive, because if you use glue, when it dries, you can often see the outline of the glue from the front. And if you're gluing or attaching anything to mirror card, attach it using double-sided adhesive, because it is non-porous. If you just use a glue, it will pop off once it's dry, and you don't want that. So that's why I prefer, or I always use double-sided tape when I'm using mirror card. Okay, now we're going to pop this middle panel. Will sit in here. I guess you don't want to use too thick a paper if you've got lots of folds, otherwise it makes it harder to fold, and sometimes it's too thick depending on what you're doing and how many layers you're having. Okay, now I'll just slide that up there, and this one will go down the bottom here. So as you can see, I've done a bit of a story thing, I guess. She's blowing bubbles down here and they're just floating everywhere. But if you haven't seen how to make the bubbles, they're very easy. And you can, as I said, I'll attach the link to that tutorial so you can see how I make my bubbles. They're a lot of fun. And it goes there. So now if we fold all that up, it'll look like that from the front. And then when you open it, the flap will go down. It's a bit hard to see like that. Anyway, now for the belly band. So with that, pop your belly band under the card and just fold it gently. You need to make sure that it's still, once you've got it on, you can still move it. So you don't want it too tight. Okay, so it's about where I want it. So I'll peel off that bit of tape. And the reason I'm using double-sided tape is I don't want the glue to ooze out and cover the background. So that should be okay. That should pop off and on. Okay. In theory. There we go. Now I'm going to attach this one on an angle like that. So we need to put a bit of tape. I'm using a pretty wide tape here. So we'll just pop a bit of tape on here, making sure, yep, it should, actually I might pop it onto this one instead. There we go. I'm going to line it up so that I've got the point going where the join of the card is. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this one on the front. So again, you can add sentiments to suit any occasion that you're making the card for. I tend not to put sentiments on mine until I know what it's going to be used for, and then I will add the sentiment. There we go. So that's it all finished. So it's a reasonably easy card. So you pop that off. There's your front. Open it up and that folds down. So if I, let me see if I'd hold it like that, it'll give you an idea what it's like when it's standing up. Be a nice display card for someone that puts their cards on display. But that's it, very easy and quick to make. And yeah, as I say, and I'm repeating myself now, I guess, it can be done to suit any occasion you like. Easy card. There we go. I mean, you could have that down a bit further if you wanted to, so you can see the picture at the top. So hopefully you've enjoyed that. If you've enjoyed it, please give me the thumbs up. And if you'd like to join me on my Facebook page called Cardmaking for Beginners and Beyond, and you could share your crafty creations there. You can show what you've done from my tutorials, or any craft you like. It doesn't have to be from anything I have done. We like to see all crafts, so please feel free to come and join us. And thank you for joining me, and happy crafting. Bye.